There we go. Delighted to be joined by Joe Lewis and Riley Harbottle after, pretty sensational game as we alluded to in the intro. Boys, talk us through that. Where does that rank in your footballing career? Because remember you're on a Wimbledon production as well, so surely quite high.
It's an incredible day for myself, the team, and most importantly, you fans.
Joe?
It's right up there. In terms of the big games, really big games I've played in, it's one of the ones I've come out on top in. So it could, that could be one of the, it could be the best.
Well, I had the pleasure of speaking to you post-match 2 weeks ago, and you said you wanted to be involved. Well, you were involved today, pretty solid at the back, and took a few players. There was a little bit of afters in there, which was nice, which was good to see.
Yeah, it's always going to end up being that type of game. You can keep yourself as calm as you want in the build up to the game in the tunnel before, but as soon as you step onto the pitch and you feel the atmosphere, you can feel the energy coming from everyone. It's very difficult not to get sucked into that, and that's why those games end up as they do, and you wouldn't have it any other way really.
Joe, you're in the middle of the back three at the moment. You're a leader. You actually had the armband, I believe, at the end there. Yeah. How important is it that you find yourself as a leader in the squad? You're still young yourself, but how important is it that you sort of take a leadership role, not only defensively but as a whole unit?
Yeah, as a defender anyway, we always find ourselves in that position, having to give information, but then even more so in the middle of a three, you sort of are that central point on the pitch, and he can see everything. And then especially with Reezy going off, he is such a voice, not just as a leader, but in terms of instruction. It's important to be able to try and pick that up. And said to a couple of boys on the pitch as well that we needed those voices, needed to sort of get that information flowing, especially when Reezy went off, and I think everyone did it excellently.
And I've got to ask, Callum Makeup, where's that come from? Come off the bench. He's a good player. We've all said he's a good player all along, but suddenly you just see him pop up in the box twice, and you're just like, oh my God. And then the South Stand limbs. I'm going to watch that about 100 times tonight. I don't know about you boys.
No, yeah, absolutely. He's got that ability to arrive late in the box and score goals. He just needs to have the opportunity to do it, and he showed today that when he gets that, he's going to score goals.
I think it's the first time I've seen Cal smile for a while, so yeah, it's positive.
Right, obviously you joined us this season. You played against us in your career. How good was it to be at a fully rocking Plough Lane?
Yeah, no, it's been incredible. I've really enjoyed it, my time so far. Makes it a lot easier when you're playing with the likes of Joe, Oggs. Josh Nurfield is incredible. I think he makes my job a lot easier on that right-hand side. I don't think he gets the credit for what he does, as much as we argue on the pitch. But yeah, no, Josh makes it a lot easier for myself. So yeah, it's been brilliant.
3 clean sheets in a row as well. How important in the league? How important is that you're developing that understanding with Owen Goodman as well, who's really, I think, coming out of his shell. I think he came for some crosses, made some saves. Is really sort of starting to establish himself in the side and really look like he doesn't look like he's 20. That's what I'm trying to say. How important is it that connection you've had it with Alex Bass last season? How important is it going forward we have that?
Absolutely, yeah. Everyone's got to do their bit. The saves that he pulled off today, the one in the first half with the cross that no one got a touch on, was honestly that was unbelievable to be in a position where he could even get there. After having to be in a position for someone to get a flick on it, that was a great save. And the one he scored when we were just gone 2 up, that's game changing really. If that goes in, we're under a lot of pressure for that last 10 minutes.
It wasn't just a save either. He just launched it into the east stand. It went so far. It was like, do you know what? And I don't like comparing keepers, but it was almost similar to Aaron Ramsdale against Luton a few seasons ago. He sort of saved one that was unbelievably hard to get to, and then absolutely resounding clearance near the end. How comforting is that for you guys to have a keeper of his calibre behind? Because we've got two very...
So we've got some kids shouting Joe Lewis behind.
Chanting Joe Lewis. There we go. But how important is that to have someone behind you? And obviously Lewis Ward on the bench as well, 2 very solid keepers behind you.
No, go on. I was saying I played with Owen last year, and Owen's an incredible keeper. You know what you're going to get from him. He's such a young lad, and the future's really bright for him. And today he digged us out when we needed to, and that's what we are. We're a unit back there. Me, Joe, Oggs, Jono, JJ, Owen, Wardy. We're all together, and the main thing is we keep that clean sheet.
And just to finish, we are top of the league. I'm going to mention it briefly.
I think
technically we're top of the league. How important is it that now this is a springboard for us to now go to Bradford, win these games? Obviously we've got Newcastle, but how important is it in the league we sort of 4 out of 5 now, just keep it going, have that momentum, really stamp our authority? Because I think we're a really good squad. How far do you think we can go, and how important is it now we get on a roll and just keep winning?
Yeah, no, the momentum bit there is huge, and the belief that we can do it. The squad is unbelievably tight, and I've said it in almost any interview that I've done in the last 3 weeks, and it's been spoken about in there after the game by a couple of people. Genuinely, that togetherness, the way the squad gets along, and the way that we pulled each other through the game at the end today is going to be our biggest asset by a mile this season.
I think it's 7 wins from 8 now, which is I think going under the record of how good of a start that is. And hopefully here's more to it. So thank you boys for joining us. Absolute pleasure as always. And yeah, I'm sure we'll hopefully see you soon.
Have some pints.
Yes.
Thank you guys. Thank you.